On weekends, due to our strong dislike for Frederick, we consistently chose to visit Gettysburg, PA. The town held a certain enchantment that captivated us. On May 12th, my brother Bob, who works as an archaeologist at the Smithsonian, ventured into a restricted room. Despite the prohibition, his professional curiosity led him to witness something highly classified. For my own safety, he refrained from disclosing the details, but he did mention sensing an unusual energy emanating from it. The following day, May 13th, while engrossed in television, I experienced an inexplicable sensation, as if a vision was urging me to visit Gettysburg in the near future. It struck me as peculiar to have such a vision on the 13th of May, considering the mystical significance I associate with the number 13. On the morning of May 14th, my brother and I awoke and embarked on a drive to Gettysburg. Prior to our arrival at the Gettysburg National Military Park, my brother insisted on stopping at a diner to enjoy a hearty breakfast. Subsequently, we proceeded to the park. Upon entering the National Military Park, we immediately noticed a military reenactment taking place. However, it deviated from the typical Civil War battle reenactments, instead portraying a Civil War medical camp. Our car was the sole vehicle present in the parking area, prompting us to alight and approach the camp. Numerous tents dotted the landscape, and a bonfire illuminated the scene, with wounded Northern Civil War soldiers gathered around its warmth. As we made our way towards the bonfire, a lady dressed in a white attire reminiscent of the fashion in 1863 halted our progress. She carried a plate brimming with bread and inquired if we had brought any food for the feast. In a playful manner, my brother and I responded that we had lost our provisions during a Civil War skirmish over the mountain, barely managing to survive. The lady, unperturbed, informed us that there was an abundance of food available, and advised us to seek medical attention from the doctors before joining the other soldiers gathered around the fire. As we strolled towards the tents, we observed Civil War soldiers being transported to the medical area. Many of them bore bullet wounds and missing limbs, and were in dire need of medical care. Each soldier appeared remarkably authentic, their wounds appearing distressingly real. My brother and I dismissed it as a testament to their commitment to the reenactment and proceeded toward a tent where horsehair was being boiled. Inside, a Northern Civil War doctor was cutting hair from a horse and placing it in a large pot for boiling. Curiosity piqued, I inquired about the purpose of boiling horsehair. The soldier explained that the process rendered the hair softer, allowing it to be used as a string for suturing soldiers' limbs. Additionally, the hot water served to eliminate any germs present.
Meanwhile, my brother ventured towards another tent and I followed suit. Inside, he examined a table adorned with Civil War weapons, alongside artifacts from various Indian tribes such as arrows and knives. The soldier responsible for the collection informed us that he gathered these weapons from the battlefield, repairing them and collecting ammunition for future battles. Graciously, he offered my brother an arrowhead, which was gratefully accepted. We then proceeded towards the bonfire, joining the other soldiers and taking our seats. The soldiers generously provided my brother and me with large mugs filled with beer, which we enjoyed alongside bread and a bowl of stew. I remarked to my brother how remarkable it was that we were the only spectators who had made the journey to witness this reenactment. We found it to be an exhilarating experience. Seated amongst the soldiers, they regaled us with tales of their battles against the South. The soldiers informed us that they had lost more than half of their platoon. I jokingly remarked to my brother that they were excellent actors, as their stories were told with such precision. We expressed our gratitude to everyone for their warm welcome and bid them farewell as we made our way back to our platoon, although our true intention was to leave the area. We had already been there for an extended period of time, approximately 4-5 hours. As we drove away from the Gettysburg Military National Park, I noticed that the surroundings became brighter. Upon checking my watch, I was surprised to see that only 45 minutes had passed since we arrived. I was perplexed by this, but attributed it to perhaps having had too much to drink. We returned to our apartment and spent the remainder of the day relaxing before retiring for the night in preparation for work the following day. On May 15th, my brother and I went to work as usual. Upon returning home, my brother informed me that he had something astonishing to share. He had mentioned the Gettysburg reenactment to his colleagues at the Smithsonian Institution, only to be informed that there was no such event. They explained that a license would be required to hold a reenactment, and none had been filed for that weekend. I was taken aback by this news and demanded an explanation from my brother. He had researched the matter and even contacted the Gettysburg City Hall, who confirmed that there was no reenactment. The following day, my brother and I returned to Gettysburg to investigate the matter further. We stopped at 3 different places and all had the same answer: no reenactment. We went back to the spot of the reenactment and there was no evidence of the event. We went back to the car, heard a noise, looked around, and saw an 1863 soldier give us a salute and disappear into the woods. We just smiled and said there was a reason for all of this, and one day we will find out what that message is all about.